For today's video, we're going to solve for undetermined coefficients. So we have first example, which is d squared plus dy is equal to negative cosine x. So first, we have to factor this d squared plus d, but we have to let d equal to m. So we have m squared plus n is equal to negative cosine x. So using factorization, we can factor this m squared plus m to m plus 1. Next is we have to get the value of our m, which is m1 is 0 and our m2 is equal to negative 1. Next is we have now the value of our yc, which is c1 plus c2 e raised to negative x. So this is the value of our yc. Next is to get the value of our yp. Yp is equal to a cosine x plus b sine x. So next is you have to get the derivative of this yp. So first derivative is the yp, which is equal to negative a sine x plus b cosine x. And our second derivative, we have negative a sine is simply cosine x plus negative b sine x. Now we have to substitute this equation into our number one equation here. So we have the value of d squared, which is a cosine negative a cosine x minus b sine x, and for d we have negative a sine x plus b cosine x, which is equal to negative cosine x. So now we have to combine like terms. So we have a cosine x plus b cosine x is equal to negative cosine x. So we have to multiply both sides. We have to divide both sides by multiply both sides by 1 over cosine x. So we have a cosine a plus b is equal to negative 1, right? So after that, we have the value of our b, which is equal to a negative 1. So this is the value of our b. Next is another like terms are negative b sine x minus a sine x is equal to 0. So multiply both sides by 1 over sine x. So we have negative b minus a is equal to 0. And we have the value of our b here. So We have to substitute the value of our b, which is negative a, positive 1, negative a, 0. And the value of our a now is 1 half. So this is the value of our a. So substituting the value of our a here in the value of b, so we have b is equal to the value of our a, which is 1 half minus 1. So the value now of our b is simply negative 1 half. So this is now the value of our b and the value of our a. Next is let's substitute the value of b and a into our yp here. Which is a cosine x plus b sine x. So the value of our a is 1 half 1/2 cosine x plus the value of b, which is also negative 1/2 sine x. So this is for our yp and this is for our yc. Now we have to get the value of our y, which is y is equal to yc plus yp. So we have the value of yc and yp, so let's substitute our value to our final solution. So yc is c1 plus c2 e raised to negative x, and for the yp is plus 1/2 cosine x minus, so I have to put it here, 1/2 sine x. So this is the value of our y and this is our final answer. So next, we have another example of undetermined coefficient. So let's have another example. So, for example number 2, we have d squared plus 3d plus 2 times y is equal to 12x squared. Now we have to let d equal to m. So we have m squared plus 3m plus 2 is equal to 12x squared. Next, let's have the factor of this polynomial. So we have the value of our m, which is equal to m minus 1 m minus 2. Next is we have now the value of our yc. So yc is c1 e raised to negative x plus c2 e raised to negative 2x. Next is to get the value of our yp. So we have yp, which is a plus b dx plus cx squared. Now we have to derive so that we can have the second and the first and second derivative of our equation. So first is to get the first derivative, which is, so the derivative of a is 0 and the derivative of bx is b, and the derivative of cx squared is simply 2cx. And for the second derivative of yp, we have 0, b is 0, and 2cx is simply 2c. Next is to substitute this value into this equation. So we have d squared, which is equal to 2c, and for the 3d, we have the value of our d here. So we have plus 3d plus 2 times 3 is 6. So we have 6cx. Next is the value of yp, which is 2a plus 2bx plus 2cx squared. Alright, is equal to 12x squared. So we have to combine like terms. So first we have the x squared. So 2c x squared is equal to 12x squared. Next we have the value of x. So we have 2bx plus 6x is equal to 0. And for constant value, we have 2a plus 3b plus 2c. So first we have to get the value of c with these like terms. So we have to multiply both sides by 1 over x squared. So we are left with 2c is equal to 12. And to divide both sides by yeah, you'll divide both sides by 1/2. So we have c is equal to 6. So we have now the value of our c. And for the value of 6cx, this 6cx of b, we have to substitute the value of our c here. So we have 2bx. We have, first of all, we have to, before that, we have to cancel out this x. So to cancel that out, we have to multiply both sides by 1 over x. So we're left with 2b plus 6c is equal to 0. And we have to substitute the value of our c. 2b plus 6 times 6 is 36 equal to 0. And now the value of our we have to transpose pa. So 2b negative 36. So the value of our b is negative 18. Alright. Am I right? Okay. Next is to get the value of our a. So we have the value of b and we have the value of c. So let's substitute this value into this equation. So 2a plus 3 negative 18 times negative 18 plus 2 times 6 equal to 0. So we have 2a. So ilipatan muna sa kabila. So we have 54 and negative 12. So subtract. So we have 2a. 54 minus 12 is 42. And the value of a is positive 21. So this is now our value of a, b, and c. Now let's substitute this value to our yp. So this is our yp. So the value of a is 21 plus the value of b, which is negative 18x, plus the value of c, which is 6x squared. Alright. Now we have the value of yp and yc. To get the value, now we have to get Now the final answer. So y is simply equal to yc plus yp. So the value of our yc is c1 e raised to negative x plus c2 e raised to negative 2x. So we have the final answer y, the value of yc, c1 e raised to negative x plus c2 e raised to negative 2x plus the value of yp, which is 21 minus 18x plus 6x squared. So this is now our final answer.